stood the test of time with football's most storied franchise, rich with tradition. Melding the new with the old, a new face for an old friend. Is it bold and breathtaking?
Stop me in my tracks.
Or is it a mistake by the lake?
It's ugly. That's an awful-looking thing.
Completed in less than 2 years, it's now ready for action. They have built it, and we have come. This is an ABC7 primetime special, The New Soldier Field. Now here's ABC7's Kathy Brock and Ron Majors.
Good evening and welcome to the new Soldier Field. This is a live look from Chopper 7 of the brand new home for the Bears. The Bears have been on the field completing their warm-ups. Kickoff is just about an hour away. And for the frosting on the cake, we've got the Green Bay Packers.
This is a view tonight from our high cam inside of the stadium, and a beautiful sight it is. A stadium full of amenities, ones that the Bears and city officials will hope silence the critics who have been so vocal about the exterior of this building. All of the 61,500 seats filled to capacity tonight. In fact, they'll be filled to capacity this entire season.
We can also show you a couple of the sideline cameras that will be picking up a lot of the action in the next hour as fans are filing into this stadium that is almost intimate by stadium standards. It is built for noise, and it is expected to be very noisy tonight.
But for a moment, let's step back outside. This is a view right now of Waldron Deck, the parking lot just immediately south of the stadium, where those tailgaters have been gathering all day long. They have been having a great time, and they have been there for hours. And this is a plus for all of us. The parking at Soldier Field, it's year-round now, part of the new Lakefront project.
And take a look at the concourse just inside Gate O, the main entrance to Soldier Field. There is plenty of entertainment. The fans are gathered there getting pumped up for the football game that goes in just about an hour. All of this, the stadium and the 17 acres of parkland and the garages all around it, cost a little more than $600 million. It took 20 months to complete, and tonight we will give you an all-access, behind-the-scenes look.
Despite the new stadium, despite all the money spent, we all know that the Bears have stumbled in the first 2 games of this season. Tonight, they're in their beautiful new home, and they're going to have their first real home team advantage in the last 2 seasons.
And I'll tell you what we'll do. We've got a full team of reporters to bring you all of the pregame action. Just across the field from us on the northeast side, Mark Giangreco and Jim Rose getting set. Along the sidelines is Cheryl Burton, and Cheryl will be taking us on a tour of the all-new Soldier Field. Patrolling the other sideline, no less than the professor, Brad Palmer. He's here to analyze tonight's game. And outside with the tailgaters, you know he'd find the fun action. Rob Johnson is outside. But first, let's check in with Mark and JR. Gentlemen?
Hi, Ron. Thank you very much. JR and I were just talking about the first time you and I met, 1982. We just came to town. We're walking under the stands, water dripping from the rafters on plywood and mud. Boy, it's come a long way.
It sure has. And I'll tell you what, from the days of Nagurski and all those guys, and Sayers and Butkus and Walter Payton, I mean, they would really be very proud of this place now. Forget what you think about the outside. Yeah, it looks like a spaceship, but inside, it's intimate. It's like a gladiator setting now. Fans are right on top of the action, and they're going to see one heck of a contest tonight between Green Bay and Chicago, I believe.
People who don't like the exterior calling it Saucer Field. You know, the spaceship crashing into the Parthenon. I've gotten used to it. The inside is so great because it's vertical now.
Right.
It's not horizontal with the 40% of the seats in the stands. But as you were saying earlier to me, 61,000 screaming. We have yet to see that in here. It's been empty. You know, we've been in and out of the place, but 61,000 is going to be bizarre.
Once they start cheering and start yelling, and that sound starts to rise up from the west side to the east side and hits the glass of the booths up there and comes back down, I think the Packers are going to go, whoa, where are we? Yeah. And that hopefully will provide the impetus for a victory tonight, the first victory of the season.
Well, Ron and Kathy, how much pressure are the Bears under to win tonight? I mean, this is ridiculous.
We had a pretty good bite of wind earlier, but I was just looking up the flags on the goalposts are absolutely still right now, and Kathy and I were just commenting. I think it's warmer now than
I
when we
bet
got
it's
out there.
10 degrees warmer than it was an hour ago.
Yeah.
Maybe we're just getting used to it, you think?
We might be numb, I'm not sure. Well, for 8 decades now, the Bears have essentially played in arenas that were designed for other people. The Bears have really never had a home that was officially all their own. Now they do. This place is tailor-made for pro football.
It is absolutely spectacular. And ABC7's Cheryl Burton earlier in the week got a special view of what this stadium is like. Cheryl's on the sidelines tonight. She's going to fill us in on what she's found out. Cheryl?
Well, Kathy and Ron, the Bears' new cozy den is so intimate. The fans are right on the field of the action. In fact, some people say the sidelines are the best in the NFL. Essentially, it's a new face on an old friend, and this state-of-the-art facility is celebrating the future with respect to the past.
The stadium sits on 17 acres of parkland with the backdrop of the most beautiful city along the lakefront. The history of the stadium is preserved with many tributes, including the memorial wall honoring war veterans.
We thought by creating substantial veterans memorials at both ends, we would create a place where veterans and their families would actually want to come. And I think if ever there was a time in our history where we ought to do whatever we can to honor veterans who defend our freedoms, now's the time.
But when you walk inside, you sense there is a dramatic departure from conventional wisdom. Among the new features, there is a bit of the old. The Ring of Honor is all around the stadium, highlighting heroes from the past and present.
Where we're moving on now.
Oh yeah, the east side of the stadium. It plays host to 4 tiers of suites. It's pure opulence with spacious seats equipped with cup holders, flat screens, and photo memorabilia.
But I think one of the great features is the ability of the individual suite holder to crank open the windows. This operable glass, which obviously lets in the crowd noise and the wonderful Chicago air.
Then there is the Cadillac Club, 50,000 square feet of space for conventions, weddings, and corporate meetings. On the club level, you will also find what's been described as the largest bar in the city, just one of many concession stands conveniently located throughout the stadium.
The #1 question female fans had was, are there going to be more bathrooms in the new Soldier Field? So we went to flesh out the answer. In fact, there are twice as many bathrooms with a total of 427 stalls for women.
The Miller Party Deck offers the most incredible panoramic views of the city.
This is the last row in the entire stadium. It's 140 feet high. Now, some people might say it's the worst seat in the house, but it's actually the best seat in the house because you can see everything from the lakefront to the action on the field to the museum campus. It's just awesome up here.
Everyone in Illinois is going to enjoy a tourist attraction that is going to continue to make Chicago the place to be.
Well, general admission is devoted to the west side of the stadium. We're on 17 acres of parkland, and whether you're a football, soccer, or even a concert fan, the Bears and the architect who built this stadium are guaranteeing the best experience in the NFL. And let's hope tonight their experience will be unforgettable. Kathy and Ron, back to you.
Okay, Cheryl, thanks. I know walking inside the stadium, you get a totally different feel than when you see it on the outside. But what we want to know is what you think about the new Soldier Field. Watch the game tonight and then log on to our website at abc7chicago.com. The questions are, do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you not care a bit? Or do you just kind of miss the old Soldier Field? And we're going to have the results of that web poll coming up tonight on ABC7 News after the game this evening.
One potential spot for controversy. In the old Soldier Field, there were about 4,000 parking spaces where you could tailgate. Under the new plan, some of those were moved underground and we're left with less than 2,000 places, parking spots where you can tailgate. And we know what tailgaters, Bears fans are. One of the official spots is called Waldron Deck. And Rob Johnson is out there live to see how it's all working out. Rob?
Well, Ron, it's working out pretty well so far. As you can see next to my friend right here, if you look behind me, there's not much left of the tailgate going on here tonight. And as you said, there are a few changes. There's less places to tailgate this year than there have been in years past. But it doesn't seem to be bothering the Benders tailgate party right here. They've had the usual brats and burgers, all the good stuff here tonight, and having a good time here. And you guys going in soon here? Yeah! Bears gonna win? Yeah! They're not at all impartial, folks. So that's it from the South Lot. Kathy, back to you.
Rob, do you have dinner down there tonight?
About every 10 feet I was offered something. I did take part, I have to say.
I thought so. Rob, have a good time. Still much more ahead here tonight, but first we're going to look at the old Soldier Field, which was dedicated in a game more than 70 years ago. Municipal Grant Park Stadium was christened in 1924, but that gave way to the official rededication of Soldier Field on November 27, 1926. In front of a crowd of almost 110,000 fans, Army and Navy played to a 21-all tie. And one of those in the stands that day was West Sider James Prindeville, who had just bought a 16mm camera and decided to use it at the game. Well, after sitting in an attic for almost 50 years, the camera was discovered 4 years ago by the family. It's now a piece of Chicago history.
I am just tickled that somebody's finding it important, that somebody got to see it outside of the family. I do think it's neat. It's a piece of history.
It's ugly.
Is it a waste of taxpayer dollars? The architect and his vision. And we'll hear from Packers gunslinger Brett Favre. Also, he's from Chicago's South Side and reigned as football's most feared player. Dick Butkus joins us live, coming up after a short break.
The new Soldier Field, an ABC7 News special, is brought to you by Washington Mutual. Come to Washington Mutual Home Loans. We write our own approval rules. That's the power of yes, an equal housing lender. And by Mercedes-Benz, unlike any other.
The new Soldier Field, an ABC7 primetime special. Now once again, here are Ron Majors and Kathy Brock.
Back live at Soldier Field, you're taking a live look from Chopper 7 hovering over the new Soldier Field tonight, where a house of 61,500 have gathered to see the Bears play the Packers tonight. A Monday night tradition that all too often the Bears have not fared too well with.
No, I don't know if you could hear the boos in the background. That would mean the Green Bay Packers have taken the field, and they're getting the usual welcome here in Chicago. But if you're going to beat Green Bay, whether it's here or there, you know you have to contain Brett Favre.
And boy, would we love to win tonight. For a look at the game tonight and what's ahead, let's go back to Jim Rose and Mark Giangreco. Guys?
Kathy and Ron, thank you very much. It does always come down to quarterbacks, no matter where you're playing, what time of year, what city, what state, whatever. And our guy's under the gun tonight, I'll tell you.
Cordell Stewart came to the Bears as a free agent in the offseason from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he didn't come to Chicago with the best of credentials from his last season in Pittsburgh. Now, he has shown flashes of brilliance during his 9 years as an NFL quarterback, most recently leading the Steelers to the AFC title game. But in his 2 games with the Bears, Stewart has not given Bear fans any hope that he can lead them to the playoffs, and that's caused a low rumble from some fans and radio talk show hosts who want Coach Dick Duerson to replace Stewart with the rookie, Rex Grossman.
You know, people are going to keep saying what they want to say and feel the way they want to feel. But, you know, I know my capabilities and I know my skills. And I can play this game pretty good. You say bring Chris Chandler in, he comes and throws an interception. So what are you going to do? Next you're going to say bring Rex Grossman in. He's younger than everybody under the roof, so something happens to him. Then what do you say then? Well, we need to fire the whole entire organization, get rid of McCaskey, sell the team to someone else. I'm not going to sit here and beat myself up for anybody because they think I should be sitting on the bench. That's why I'm playing the game, and everyone else is watching. And it's my job when I get in between those white lines to do it, and that's all I can do.
Now, in fairness to Cordell Stewart, he has not had a full offensive line for these 2 games. I mean, he's had injuries there. The only guy that's been healthy has been Olin Kreutz. He lost Rex Tucker and Chris Valerio, although Valerio may make a comeback tonight and play in tonight's game against the Green Bay Packers. Stewart squarely is in the sights of Chicago's meat grinder, glare. He knows he's got to get it done, but I think the guy's handicapped right now. Plus, he's trying to still learn that playbook.
And he's feeling the heat from this whole thing, all the festivities and everything else. Well, conversely, on the other side of the football, you got a future Hall of Famer going up against the Bears tonight. And, you know, I all know about Brett Favre. At 5:30, we showed you out here with some of his teammates checking out the field, knows it's going to be very hostile. And, yes, he has not been himself so far this year, but we all know he usually saves his best for the Bears, unfortunately. Bears and Packers have met 8 times on Monday night. This will be the 8th, I should say. Bears hold a 4-3 edge, and we can only hope that Favre doesn't come up with one of those first quarter opening series stunners.
This team that we're getting ready to play is a great team, obviously. They have, in my opinion, the greatest quarterback, I think, to ever play the game. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I played him. This will be, I think, my 7th time playing him. And just watching him play and just being in this division, you know, he's a great quarterback, and he makes things happen. So it's always fun for me to play against him because I like playing against the best, and he brings out the best in me. And hopefully, you know, we can do the same for him.
Boy, I tell you, it'd be pretty nice to see a couple of Mike Brown interceptions returned for touchdowns here tonight. Well, you know, during the course of this hour, we're going to be visiting with some former Bear greats of the past, and Brad Palmer standing by live with probably the nastiest of all. Brad?
That's in syndication. Huh? No, that's in syndication. No, I'm going to do some.
Well, I'm with a Chicago landmark, a man who grew up here, played here, is in the Hall of Fame. In fact, ended his career on this field, not this same turf. It's new, but Dick, you know, you've seen it all. What about this?
Well, you know, when I came here, this is as far as I got in viewing the stadium, and so I really believe in not, you know, believing everything you read, because it seems like the Chicago papers have really ripped this place, and I really don't see it. I think it's one of the greatest places that I've ever been in. But as a player, I'd be more concerned about the field, and the field looks great. So I don't know why they're moaning about this place.
Well, it was all premature. It looked a little goofy when you drove up from the south. It looked, you know, with all the steel work, it looked kind of goofy, but it's all blending in now. They finished it off, and you're right. I think even from the south, I think they've done a tremendous job. I give it a 10. The press box is 0, but that's a different story. They also have you honored. A number of the Bears, they have a walk of fame over on the mezzanine on the west side. I know you haven't seen it yet, but you're in it along with George Halas and, you know, all the guys that have had their numbers retired. And just, I mean, you really wrote a lot of history for this team, Dick. Unfortunately, you didn't get to win.
Well, that's the way it goes. But I'm thankful that I had an opportunity to play, because, you know, I'm sort of a traditionalist, and, you know, with George Halas starting the thing and starting the league and being from Chicago, and, you know, this place is great, but I still love playing in Wrigley Field, man. I mean, where they had to paint the dirt green, and corner end zone was still some boards, because that was my idea of being a pro player. A pro football player should be able to play anywhere, in the prairie, on the street, or anywhere. And now look at this.
Well, Dick, it's all about money. There'll never be another Wrigley Field, but they couldn't make enough money. Dick, thanks a lot.
Okay, buddy.
And see you down the road.
Good.
Dick Butkus, and back to you, Ron and Kathy.
$600 million later, Dick Butkus wants to play on the dirt at Wrigley Field.
He wants painted dirt. We love it.
Thank you, Brad, and thank you, Mr. Butkus. Well, we also got the word according to Jim tonight, because Jim Belushi was in the house. He's not only in the house, he brought his band with him. They were right outside Gate O, entertaining all the fans. So let's take a listen. That's the music according to Jim Belushi.
What a lot of fun we had with him tonight. We'll be back after a couple of minutes.
C7 Special is brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands with Allstate. And by Chicago's new rock station, 94.7 The Zone. Harder, louder, faster.
is this the 2-shot?
Well, Bears president Ted Phillips is joining us at the all-new Soldier Field. He's the man who's credited with getting this deal done in order to get the thing built.
It took a lot of arm twisting. It's some serious hard work to get this thing going. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight.
Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Ron.
What are you looking forward to?
Besides a win. Besides a win.
Besides a win. I'll tell you what, I just can't wait for the player introductions to come and have the crowd just erupt with the sound system blaring and the video boards going with the great colors that we have. And I think this place will be just electric, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Because that's something we've heard so much about with this new stadium, the sound that it's supposed to generate. But it's all hypothetical at this point. We haven't heard it yet.
Well, I think we're going to hear it, and that's what we wanted to deliver to our fans, a stadium in-bowl experience that was second to none.
You know, you've got a lot of alums here. The Bear Alumni Club is here, and I think most of the 1963 team was here tonight. And to me, it's very exciting to see these veterans really excited about what's going on here.
You know, the alumni, we have the best alumni turnout ever, and to have them here for opening day to return to Soldier Field is really something special. You know, once a Bear, always a Bear, and they're going to be part of our introduction when the team comes out, so I think that'll really add to the excitement tonight.
This new Soldier Field, it's not just a building, but it really is the future of the Bears because it may bring in another revenue stream that's going to help you build a winning franchise.
Well, Kathy, that was one of our other objectives, is just to be economically competitive with our other teams in the NFL. I think we've accomplished that and delivered a great stadium for the fans and in the city. I mean, there's no better picturesque stadium location in the country than being on the lakefront in Chicago.
Ted, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Ron.
We'd like a win tonight.
Thanks.
Wouldn't it be nice? Ted Phillips
We're counting on it.
Put together the deal that brought us this beautiful facility.
You know, there's so many amenities here. I mean, besides the seats and the extra restrooms, there's a lot of really great food, even though it's the land of the $4 hot dog and the $6 beer. People love it, although it's really tough to beat the quality of the food out at the tailgating parties.
That's where Rob Johnson is live tonight. Rob, how's things going?
Well, things are actually wrapping up just a little bit, Ron and Kathy. If we can pan over here, you can see that a lot of folks now leaving their tailgate parties, filing into the stadium. Let me tell you about a couple of things real quickly. It's been a little different this year because there are about 2,000 less spots to tailgate in. We're here in the south lot. That's where it's still going on. There's some area up near the Adler Planetarium down at 31st Street as well, but there are not many opportunities to do this. And here, if you're ever going to come tailgate here, a couple of hints. First of all, no flags that are of a political or a commercial nature, and no tents. And be ready to wait in line at the porta potties because about 50 people have been complaining about the long waits out here. Of course, they've been drinking probably since 2 in the afternoon. So things wrapping up here, but a great afternoon. Ron and Kathy, back to you.
Okay, Rob, thanks. You know, this new stadium, it really does usher in a new era for the Chicago Bears. But when you talk about the Bears, Chicagoans always talk about one specific team, those 1985 Super Bowl champs, that group that played really hard, and they partied even harder.
They did. It was a team not only that was great, it was a team that was full of characters. One of them may be with Mark Giangreco right now. Mark?
You're right, Ron. Kathy, you know, when they asked me, which 85 Bear would you like to interview? And I said, how about the guy who made my career? Little Stevie McMichael.
No. We made each other's career. You know that.
It's great to see you, man.
Look at this, people. Terrell Owens ain't got nothing on me.
What do you think?
This is beautiful, isn't it? I wouldn't have minded playing in this old girl.
I wouldn't have minded covering you playing in this old girl, too, I'll tell you.
One of the facts is I played in more games in the old girl, the old stadium, than any other Bear in history.
Is that right?
Now let's get that out.
Okay, we got that out.
Okay,
is there anything you miss about the old Soldier Field? Because I don't.
I'm sure these guys don't miss that old locker room. You know, that's a problem I had with the old stadium. Both locker rooms, even the visitors' locker room, had the same amenities we had. Well, I don't cotton to that.
That wasn't fair. Now, you know,
they need about 2 shower heads and 2 toilets with no stalls.
And cold water.
Yeah.
And, you know, just a few feet from here, remember the Giant game? Sean Landeno whiffs on the punt. Sean Gale takes it in. And you had a nice vantage point for that.
Old memories. What about the time I stripped Blair Thomas in the New York Jet game and half the fans were out in the parking lot and missed it?
I don't think I saw that. You stripped him naked, as I recall.
Oh, well, he ain't played since, so maybe he got embarrassed like that, Joe.
Do you feel bad, though? You feel like you still want to play? Do you have mixed emotions about being here tonight?
Ooh, you know, I would be in the same tailspin because they need more than just one guy on this team to make some plays, baby. I mean, I'd have the same drug problem these guys have, because this team definitely has a drug problem. Everybody's noticed how they've been drugged up and down the field these past 2 games.
All right. Brother, I love you. It's good to see you again.
Hey, who can't get fired up here? Whether the Bears win or lose, baby, you were here at this time in history. You're going to look back in your life. You know those times in your life, I was there. You were. Well, tonight's the one.
Mark it in time. Ron and Kathy, back to
who loves you, baby?
Give me one. Oh, I got to get a shot myself now. We'll be back with much more of our new Soldier Field special in a minute. Stay with us.
And just what was he thinking?
If they want to call it the spaceport, by all means.
The man behind the controversial design. Who's running the show on those giant jumbotrons? We'll get a behind-the-scenes look coming up. The Bears and the Packers are almost ready to kick off in the new Soldier Field. Now, continuing with our primetime ABC 7 special, here again is Kathy Brock and Ron Majors.
You're looking live at Chopper 7, and this place is filling up. Everybody in here loves it here. I've walked through the concourse and talked to a lot of people. They all like it, but this place is
inside.
Inside. This place is not without controversy. You know that everybody has a strong opinion about what's
Think of all the names that it's been called. Mistake on the Lake, Eyesore on Lakeshore Drive, ugly on the outside, beautiful on the inside. The question we really want to know, though, tonight is, what did the architect have in mind when he was designing all of this? And for that, we're going to go to ABC 7's Paul Meincke tonight.
I think it's ugly as sin.
I think it looks great.
It's unique.
It kind of looks like a spaceship.
Every generation has a responsibility to express themselves in the most contemporary way possible. Why copy the past when you can create the future?
Ben Wood is on the team of architects who designed the new Soldier Field. He's heard all the criticism. It's an ocean liner, a cookie jar, a toilet bowl on sticks.
My favorite is that one of my guys here sent me a picture. He was walking to work one morning, and somebody over the sign that points to Soldier Field, they had pasted a picture that said Spaceport.
Actually, as Ben Wood says, that's an acknowledgement of what he and his team set out to accomplish. Treat the colonnades with reverence, and between them build a modern stadium. They decided that as a piece of civic architecture, it should make a bold, futuristic statement.
And if they want to call it the spaceport, by all means. You might as well get rid of the colonnade now. It's pointless.
Chicago architect Stanley Tigerman sees a new Soldier Field with no sense of scale. It hovers, he says, with such overpowering size that the colonnades are dwarfed into meaninglessness.
Yeah, it's nasty. So the architect, Ben Wood from Boston, can rationalize it till the end of time, but on the outside, it sucks.
Okay, so there's the stadium you see and judge from the outside, and then there's the stadium you see from the inside.
It's phenomenal. It's probably one of the best stadiums I've ever been in, and I've been in a lot of stadiums.
The sidelines are remarkable. The last row of club seats is closer to the field than the front row of club seats at any other NFL stadium. It was built to be a close encounter. When Ben Wood looks around, he sees an engineering marvel without a bad seat. And he acknowledges that others, looking from the outside, may have a less charitable vision.
So the jury's out on this building.
But not in your mind.
Not in my mind at all.
You like it.
I love it.
You're proud.
I'm absolutely, and I know everybody on the team is proud.
Mr. Wood likes to point out that Parisians didn't all take kindly to the Eiffel Tower when it debuted. They thought it was too futuristic, downright ugly, and they wanted it torn down. And yet it has withstood the test of time, which Wood believes that this house will. And as any number of Bear fans have told us tonight, their impressions of this stadium on the exterior can only be helped if the team that plays here plays well. Ron and Kathy?
Thanks, Paul. You know, there are other controversial buildings in Chicago, too. The Hancock Tower, people didn't like that when that was put up, the Picasso. You know, earlier this evening, we talked with Bears president Ted Phillips about this design, the controversial stadium. And we're joined now by Mayor Richard Daley to talk about all the hard effort that's gone into getting this thing to fruition.
Right. I want to thank the architects, all those that are involved, and the restoration of the old, and which we see with Soldiers Field. and there's more quotes and more plaques and more identification of the veterans than ever been. And it's a modern piece of architecture on top. It's bold, imaginative. People don't like the Frank Gehry, Millennium Park. They don't like the Picasso. But that's what architects are all about. We don't stay with the old. We do the old and the new. You preserve the old, and you built the new, which I like.
We throw around this number as $600 million, and I think it gets lost that the stadium's maybe $360 million.
Right.
The rest of it is parks and parking.
Parks, open space. And most stadiums are built as a bowl. And they're all concrete, very ugly, and all parking around. We don't have the parking around. And also it's enclosed. The top is enclosed with glass. When you think of that, it reflects the lake is not too high on this side. It's high on the west side. You see the view north and south. I like Stanley Tigerman. A lot of people don't like his buildings either. And that's what architects, these are modern architects. And everybody can do a better job. But I have to give Ben Wood and his team a lot of credit. You know about architects. I like new architects. I like new ideas. I don't want to live in the past, and that's what they've done here. They respect the past, but live in the new, in the future.
Mayor, you must be feeling some vindication tonight by all the people who have been in this stadium and say it's absolutely fantastic, and the looks on the faces of all these people tonight. They love it.
Yeah, it was built as a football stadium, and that's one thing it has. But most importantly, what I say, it really reflects the great architects dealing with the Hancock and the new Trump Tower coming in with the Sun-Times and the Sears building, Aon and Bank One, all those. We have great architects, and we bring them not only homeborn, right here in Chicago, but we bring them around the world.
Mr.
And that's
Mayor,
what I like about this.
Thank you very much for taking a moment to talk to us. Enjoy the game. Let's get a win.
Thanks, Mayor.
Okay.
Let's go Bears.
We'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Thank you. Live at the new Soldier Field tonight, a much maligned structure from the outside, but tonight the focus has turned inward, where everyone this evening is hoping for a win. But the Bears' Monday night record, it can really be summed up in one word: abysmal.
Yeah, it could. So can it get better? At least will it get better tonight?
We hope.
Mark Giangreco on the other side of the field. Marky.
Hey guys, well, I'll tell you, it's a love fest now. We're all enamored with the stadium. It's spectacular. We're all caught up in the celebration of opening night. But we do have a football game here to play tonight, and there's only one guy to handicap it. That is the professor. Brad, how do you see this one, all the hoopla aside?
I didn't quite hear all you said, Mark, but I like the hoopla. I just hope the Bears can make a good showing tonight. Obviously, the Bears are going to need a quick reversal in fortune if they're going to be competitive, because they have yet to establish anything on offense, and their defense has been just as ineffective this year. While the Green Bay Packers are right about at the league average in the key stats, the Bears are either last or close to it. The big reason they're averaging only 18 runs a game is that they've had to play from behind. And the big reason they can't score points is that they have no passing game. They're averaging a miserable 3 yards of pass play. Cordell Stewart has completed but one pass for a first down, and that came on this 3-yard touchdown toss to Desmond Clark. The Bears' only other third down conversions came when Stewart ran it. The Bears are 5 for 23 on third down. That's 22%. The Bears' opponents have converted 57% of their third downs. The Packers' Brett Favre is off to his worst start, and with some of his leading receivers hurt, he's been trying to do too much. 3 of his 6 interceptions have come in the end zone, including his attempt for a game-tying touchdown in Arizona last week. For the Bears to force Favre into more bad decisions, containing the running game of Ahman Green is a must. He's averaging 4.5 yards a carry, which is what the Bears' defense has been giving up.
Last couple games we played against them, he's had really good games against us, and we got to stop him, number one. We feel like we can get the running game stopped. We can blitz him a little bit on third down, try to get him in third and long, some bad situations. We can maybe get after him a little bit.
He's a great back. He's got the ability to go to distance anytime he touches it, and he's got great vision. He can find the hole, crease front side, back side. He'll bounce the ball. He's great on cutback runs. I think he's a very, very talented, a big weapon. That's the one thing this football team has. That's the one thing I think you're failing to realize. Just because they've lost a couple of games, this offense still has some big weapons.
When Favre faced the Bears on a Monday night game last season, he completed 17 of 25 passes for 287 yards, and that was just in the first half. He wound up with 359 yards and 3 touchdowns. Favre has beaten the Bears 9 straight times on the Bears' home turf, and the last 5 have been by at least 8 points. I'd like to make a case for the Bears, but I really can't. I'm making it the Packers by, yes, 11 points. Ron and Kathy, there's one stat that maybe favors the Bears. They're 10-4 coming after a bye. On the flip side, the Bears are 4-20 in December, starting in September, starting back in 1997. So they don't have much to hang their head on. But if Houston can win at Miami, maybe the Bears can find a way to upset Green Bay tonight. Back to you.
Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice, Professor? Thank you.
You know, really, this new stadium, everything that's going on tonight, it's about creating a new era for the Bears. But we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the past and the people who have been so important to this franchise. Guys like Walter Payton, whose life really made a difference.
Walter Payton did make a difference, and his widow, Connie, continues that commitment in many areas of her life. She joins Cheryl Burton over on the sideline. Cheryl?
All right, Ron and Kathy, we have Connie Payton with us, and some say this is the house that Walter built. What would he think if he was walking in here tonight, Connie?
I think he would be so excited. This is magnificent. I mean, what can you say? This is great, honestly. He would be really thrilled.
You talked about, you feel his presence here tonight. There's the Ring of Honor that encircles the stadium with all of the pictures of Walter and some of his great accomplishments. Talk a little bit about that.
I just feel that he's here. He's here smiling down on all of this and everything that's happening right now. And, you know, I'm looking around and I see all the 34 jerseys and just walking and have people say all these wonderful things. So it's a great tribute to Walter, to the city of Chicago, the Chicago Bears. They're a wonderful organization, and I'm just glad we could have been a part of that.
And Connie, you are going to do something special tonight, the ring toss. What's going through your mind? How exciting?
Well, I'm very excited. I finally got goosebumps about the whole thing, and I'm a little nervous when we drove up today, but I heard it's real easy. I just go out and flip the coin, and that's all I have to do.
All right, and good luck to you. We're going to take a break here. We're about 10 minutes away from kickoff. We'll be right back after these messages.
The new Soldier Field, an ABC 7 News special, is brought to you by Washington Mutual. Come to Washington Mutual Home Loans. We write our own approval rules. That's the power of yes, an equal housing lender. And by Mercedes-Benz, unlike any other.
Welcome back to the new Soldier Field, everybody. Mark Giangreco along with Jim Rose. We're getting close to kickoff right about now, and I'm sure that most of you know that my partner over here is like Inspector Gadget. He's got every toy possible on the market today, and I know you're in here with your hard hat on the past couple of months, checking out all the new technology. Does it meet your approval?
Call me construction and techno geek. Yes, it does meet my approval. The old Soldier Field was a wasteland as far as information and technology was concerned. As far as the fans were concerned, we had a stadium that was never up to date as far as the video boards and any information from other NFL games. Well, now that has all changed, and Soldier Field has gone from the outhouse to the penthouse. Bear fans who are going to come to the stadium, they go from the outhouse to the penthouse now.
Yeah, it's something that Bears fans haven't seen. The big video boards, and this what this room feeds is the video boards. We have 5 of our own cameras. 2 of them are wireless, and we can shoot in the stadium. That's how we produce our game. It's really like a game broadcast on the video boards. So we'll have live cameras, replays, graphics. And then during timeouts, we'll have features. You'll see game in progress information. You'll see individual stats that's automatically updated. You can even get stats, fantasy league stats from other games that are going on. It's a lot of information that Bears fans haven't seen before. They can keep track of everything that's going on in the NFL.
Now, I know at baseball games they have this thing called Kiss Cam. I don't think that's appropriate for a football game. Are you going to have anything like that?
The Bears program is a little more traditional because that's just how the Bears are. We rely on our history and tradition, so we're going to emphasize that in our video board production. And no, we're not doing a Kiss Cam.
All right, a space-age facade outside a great stadium. Inside, I'll tell you what, the only thing they do need, Mark, is they got to have video terminals at every seat so players fans can follow their own plays like they do with auto racing in Australia with the Grand Prix.
I don't think they're going to get that.
Oh, darn it.
You know, Greg Miller looks like the mad professor.
Yes, he does.
Speaking of which, our own professor is standing by with a couple of guys I think you'll recognize. Brad?
Mark, it was 18 years ago. These two guys were doing the Super Bowl shuffle, Gary Fencik and Dave Duerson. Believe it or not, Fencik had it in his contract that they build a new stadium. He got 4 seats on the 40-yard line, huh?
I did. I was very lucky, and you know, looking around tonight, I am so glad this wait was well worth it.
Double D?
I can't wait to hear the fans, and when the national anthem goes up, I think the players will understand exactly what the Bulls and the Blackhawks have experienced all these years, and it's great. The city deserves it, the fans deserve it.
You guys wish you could have played here?
No question.
Oh boy, this would be great. I can hardly wait to hear the first big play in this game. This has got to be an extremely noisy stadium, and these fans deserve it, and the players need it tonight.
It's going to be fun. Let's hope we have something to cheer about.
Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Gary Fencik, Dave Duerson, I'm Brad Palmer. Back to you, Mark and Jim.
All right, Brad, thanks a lot. Leave it to the Ivy Leaguer to work that into his contract. I'll tell you, he's always
smart.
thinking.
You know what? With all the former Bears that are on the sidelines, and I talked to Dave Duerson last week about it, he said they're going to just will the Bears to win against Green Bay tonight. He's going to make them win because they've got all these former Super Bowl Bears and other Bears on the sidelines.
Well, that's why I said, you know, they're under so much pressure to win this game because of the celebration. I mean, it's ridiculous now. They don't have the talent. I mean, let's face it. The Packers are down. They're not the overwhelming favorites, even though Brad's got them by 11. I'm a little surprised by that. But they're going to have to feed off the emotion. They're going to have to take that adrenaline like an IV. This crowd is going to play more a part in this game than they have in any others, and that's got to get them through. They got to play on emotion because, frankly, they are not together.
No,
they're really not.
They should come out with a big hitter play from the start. Have Cordell do it. Just throw the thing downfield and let David Terrell go and get it and showboat in the end zone. That's what I call.
All right, Brad, final comment from you. What do you think?
Well, about the game, I hope the Bears can pull off the upset, but I wish they'd be playing anybody but Green Bay because of Favre's record in this field. It's horses for courses. As far as this stadium, it's a perfect 10. It's beautiful. I told the mayor, let's not have a rodeo here. He says, hey, I like rodeos, but I guess they'll have it in the parking lot instead. I really love, the fans love it. They don't care about the press box, but Mark, wait till you get up there. You're not going to believe it. It's a nightmare.
Leave it to the professor.
Hey, we'll make do, I'm sure. And leave it to the mayor. Don't start ripping the mayor because he'll take a shot at you, you know?
You know what? He said something, the architect that said that this place sucks. I got a one word for you. Don't be a player hater in the new vernacular.
That's right. I know. Let's check in with Cheryl Burton now.
Tonight's game is sponsored.
All right, we're just minutes away from history in the making. Tonight I spoke with Otis Wilson and Chris Zorich, and both of them said as soon as they walked into the stadium, they wanted to suit up, but I guess their age wasn't going to work out for them. But they were so excited, and they felt like all of the work they had done in the '85 season, this is the culmination of all of that hard work in New Orleans. They were reminiscing, and most of them talked about they wish, of course, Walter could be here to celebrate, because some people are saying this is the house that Walter built. But tonight we're hoping that all of this will help the Bears get a victory, because if nothing else will. If they don't do it tonight, I don't know if they can, you guys.
I know that, Cheryl. We were talking to a couple of former Bears who I won't identify that said if they don't win this game, they might as well just forfeit the rest.
That's right. You know what? Green Bay's got Brett Favre. I mean, I know he's been struggling the last couple of weeks. That loss down in Arizona and all that heat, I know that hurt them a lot. But Brett Favre is a gamer. The guy's the only 3-time NFL MVP. And you know that he loves Monday Night Football, and he's going to come back out and have himself a heck of a game. So, I mean, I'm sorry, Bear fans, but I got to agree with the professor tonight. Although not maybe by 11 points, I think Green Bay probably will win, and the Bears will be 0-3.
And you know what I'm afraid of? Brett Favre gets more jacked than I think maybe some of the Bear players, you know, to be booed.
And don't forget Amon Green. This guy hasn't had a breakout game yet, and he's one of the best runners in the National Football League. He may show something here tonight. You know, Green Bay's coming in here, and they're going to say, look, we want to take one right out of their house and stop them right now, so when we get back up to Green Bay in a couple of weeks, we can put it to them again.
All right, that's it for me and JR here from our vantage point. We'll leave you with one more little piece of Soldier Field history before we wrap this thing up, so stay with us. There have been many great moments at Soldier Field, but every Bear fan will tell you the greatest of them all was the '85 NFC Championship win over the Rams, featuring that perfectly timed snowstorm.
Maybe they're cheering for the snow. Brock back to pass, the rush out.
Soldier Field, an ABC7 special, is brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands with Allstate. And by Chicago's new rock station, 94.7 The Zone. Harder, louder, faster.
We're back at Soldier Field tonight. The stands are almost full. Everybody getting ready to be in their seats. Kickoff in about 10 minutes from now.
We know everybody inside is not only excited about the football game, but they're excited about this facility, which has been very controversial. It's very different looking from the outside than anything else on the lakefront. But the people who are in here, to a person, at least those I've talked to, are in love with this place.
Absolutely. And the great thing about this tonight is people are able to come inside. They haven't before. Millions of television viewers and thousands of fans are going to be able to make their own judgments tonight.
You know, never before have the Bears had a home that was built especially for them. They do now. All that remains to be seen is, can they win?
We have high hopes for tonight. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Good night.